Hello, how's everybody doing today? So, today's video is about silver and the minimum wage increase and the fact that I think our younger generation is starting to wisen up. First, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that little bell icon. That'll let you know every time I put out a video. Anyway, so the wife and I went out to dinner last night. Little sip of some coffee. While I'm talking, I'm going to open up a little box that came for me. Don't worry. Unfortunately, it's not silver. My batteries in that camera that you're watching me on are slowly dying. They're lithium ions, and I think over time they charge less and less. So, you know, after your first year, they maybe 3/4 of a charge, and then after that, there's a half a charge. So I went to Best Buy and got the batteries for that camera, Sony camera. They want $30 for it. So got online after checking the reviews. And I got 3 batteries plus a charger for $19 delivered to my house. Screw you, Sony. So, like I was saying, the wife and I, we went out to dinner last night. And we had Italian. You know, we went to... what is the name of that place? Mamma Mia. It's irrelevant. Because a lot of you folks who live out of state, you're not going to know the name anyway. Mama Louise's. If you're ever in Tucson, you got to try their Joe special. Amazing. Anyway, we got our bill, and we made notice that the prices went up significantly. And the young waitress said, "Yes, I know. Tucson raised their minimum wage first of the year. We haven't been there since, last year. Tucson," and I think she really meant Arizona, raised the minimum wage. And you all know how I hate when government mandates an across-the-board minimum wage hike. It's bad for the economy. Now, I'm not saying if you earn your way up above minimum wage, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's a good thing. So the lady proceeded to say, "Hey, everybody's complaining about it." And I looked at her in a friendly and sarcastic way, because a lot of the young happen to be taught in our liberal schools and taught that raising the minimum wage doesn't hurt nobody. So what do? I look at her in a nice, joking, polite way. So I guess the minimum wage, when it's mandated that it's increased, it does hurt people. She looked at me and looked down at me, because I'm sitting down, she's standing up, waiting on us. She goes, "Yes, it does. It went right down to you customers, and you customers are complaining." She said that in a nice way too. She wasn't scolding me. She said it in a way where everybody's been complaining about it. And she goes, "And it's going to go higher. They want to make it up to," I think she said, $16 or $17 by year 21 or something like that. Details are unimportant right now. She goes, "I'm afraid, because they've already laid off 2 wait staff. And if it goes up again, there'll only be 1 wait staff. And I don't know if it'll be me. I might lose my job." So I think the younger generation is wising up, starting to wake up. To add fuel to my thesis and my beliefs that they are waking up, I am constantly getting emails and letters in the mail from people saying, "Hey, I'm 15, I'm 16. I just bought my first 10 ounces, or I just bought my first tube." Thanks to you, overtaxed taxpayer, I have real money in the bank account, not some fiat cash. That is so great. So it tells me that the younger generation is slowly becoming aware of the lies that are given to them, because they themselves, they're becoming of that age where they also go out and they consume, they purchase and consume. They can see the prices going up every time there's a minimum wage increase. I always say this, every time there's a mandated, government mandated, please hear that, because I get a lot of emails saying, you're saying nobody should get a raise. I didn't say nobody should not get a raise. When there is a government mandated minimum wage increase, that is, the cost of doing business goes up for the business owner, he has to pass those costs down to the consumer. He will mitigate those expenses one or multiple ways. One way might be laying off some staff. Another way might be cutting hours. Another way might be a combination of all that and increase the products that they sell. Another way might be closing the doors, and another way might be moving to another location or another country. Now, granted, I understand I went to a restaurant. I don't believe the restaurant's going to pick up and move to another country, but you get my drift. It could be any kind of business that says, hey, we can't afford to do business any longer. I always say this. The government will, when they want to run for governor or president, will promise you that it will not raise your taxes. And in the same breath, they say, but we're going to get even with those rich business owners. Just for you people. We're going to raise their taxes. And we're going to make them increase their minimum wage. Doesn't that sound great? You're going to finally get even with the rich man. They get their taxes raised. That's a cost of doing business. They're mandated that they increase their minimum wage. That's their cost of doing business. All cost of doing business is passed down to the consumer. So when the government says they're not going to raise your taxes, but we're going to raise the taxes of the business owners in your state, look out. They know it gets passed down to you. Folks, please, again, subscribe, hit the like button, and as always, leave a comment below. Take care of yourselves. And don't forget to buy yourself some silver.